October is Menopause Awareness Month, and October 20th is Osteoporosis Day. So it's only fitting we discuss the truths about working with osteoporosis fitness clients. Questions are abundant both among women diagnosed and trainers and coaches working with them. And here's something I'll inject here, and this is not meant at all to be condescending. You might take it that way, but there are a lot of should ask questions that I wish trainers and health coaches were asking about osteoporosis that they're not. That may not be you, my friend, but we shall see. Information once on the internet lives on the internet, and it's up to you to filter through it. Here's a little vetted information to help in this podcast. Several references are included, but I encourage you to do this. Take your own primary research further. Don't just take mine and start there, or do start there, but don't finish there. Don't just take somebody else's resources, slap them onto your own blog or podcast or article. Instead, dig into them. Read it. Do you understand it? Read the study. It's really important that you understand, how do I distinguish a good study from a bad study? How do I interpret this study? What questions should be asked? Still, what questions linger? Who was studied? Is it appropriate? What were the conditions and the protocols? And how does that apply if I'm using this information to share with my customers and clients, or prospective customers and clients, to show them how I could help them better their workouts? Go to all that trouble, because if you do, you are really positioning yourself then as a true expert, one who is seeking to understand the primary research, not taking it secondhand from someone else or something else, including a textbook. Please realize, any textbook published was written up to 5 or 6 years ago. Right? And the research then that it used is at least 5 or 6 years old, if not close to 10. Very often, textbooks are published and it is a 3 or 4 year process. And it's probably a 1 to 2 year process to write one, if not more. And in addition to that, there is the pulling research can only pull on what's published at that time. So it's already potentially outdated before a textbook goes to press and gets put into the hands of students or the professors who are using it, who may never have actually trained individuals in reality. So there's a lot to unpack there about your certification and how much trust you're putting in that and how much primary research you yourself are doing. I'm Deborah Atkinson. You're listening to She Means Fitness Business. It's a division of Voice for Fitness, where we know you want to be an inspirational example to other midlife women. And in order to do that, you need a profitable health and fitness coaching business. And the problem is a lack of clients, which can make you feel uncertain about whether you can succeed. And we believe you deserve a consistent, dependable revenue from clients you love. And I understand exactly how it feels not to have that, because I've been there too. At 49, I started completely over, went from zero at a very lean couple of years to 6-figure months. And that is something that is possible for all of us. And it's why I now train fitness pros internationally, and I have for the last 25 years on marketing and sales. And in the last 10, handed them the Menopause Fitness Specialist Formula, how to coach, how to package it up, all the pieces that determine whether you'll be successful or not for the rest of your life with bone, muscle, and brain health. So I help you grow your business so you can help more people. It's the way I get to have more of an impact and applaud you and your success. Generally, we help you do 3 things. Get more clients first, make sure you're profiting by giving better offers, and number 3, make sure we spare your time so you're not working around the clock and you have the freedom to enjoy the life and the lifestyle you want. So I'd love for you to book a call. However, first, I want you to get my Health and Fitness Professionals Business Scorecard. You can read it in 2 minutes and define, these are my holes. This is where I should start. We'll put that link in the show notes. And right now, let's dive in to these 10 vetted ways that you can learn a little bit more and just get a wake-up call. For many, this will be a review. But number 1, prior dogma about weight management. How to lose weight, in other words, and a lack of consistent information about prevention of bone loss while losing weight are big contributors to a woman's risk of osteoporosis. Number 2, after diagnosis, fear is the biggest obstacles, one of them that many women face due to decades-long information that women with osteoporosis are delicate and they should do less. Number 3, at this time, right now, September 2023, 50% of women diagnosed with osteoporosis will suffer a fracture. Number 4, during menopause transition, bone loss can accelerate up to 4% a year for up to 10 years, according to previous studies reported by Johns Hopkins. Number 5, misinformed from perpetuating outdated information from both doctors and trainers, if not textbooks mentioned earlier. Because here's the deal, since 2015, if not before, evidence of not only increased safety and viability of high impact and high intensity exercise for osteoporotic menopausal women is much more promising than prior goals of stopping or slowing losses. 41% of women over 40 had either osteopenia, and that was over 31%, or osteoporosis, and that was 14% in a 2010 study. Let me say it differently. 31% of women over 40 have osteopenia, and more than 30% of women over 60 had osteoporosis. The further from menopause a woman is, say 10 years, the increase of prevalence in osteoporosis is 40% compared to 5 years post-menopause. It's only about 9%. What you do, it's not what you do between the 5th year and the 10th year. It's what you do before menopause, the first year of menopause, the second, the third. All those things you're seeing compounded. It's like compounded interest, only the opposite direction, not what we're shooting for. This is really key. Those statistics are big, and you may want to come to the show notes and pick those up. It's not only about calcium. It's about whether calcium is absorbed. Say yes to vitamin D and a magnesium, but if gut issues persist and a woman is tolerating them, she's gassy, she's bloated, she's got constipation, diarrhea, or GERD, or she's describing, oh no, this is normal for me. There's a potential gap in what she's consuming and what she's absorbing. We may not have a problem with a lack of calcium. We may have a problem with a lack of calcium absorption. Intense weight training and high impact exercise have been safely employed in a number of studies since about 2015 with positive results, very positive results, no negative side effects, and high adherence rate. In fact, subjects reported really enjoying the activity. Yoga, too, has been proven to improve bone density with a daily practice of just 12 poses, each held for a minute. Whole body vibration increased bone mineral density by 2% with 5 minutes 3 times a week in post-menopausal women. In physically restricted individuals, it's an alternative to other exercise, and in able-bodied people, in combination with resistance training, whole body vibration increases results of both muscle and bone regeneration. Quote unquote, from studies, whole body vibration therapy is an intentional biomechanical stimulation of the body using various frequencies, and they are, by the way, 30 to 40 hertz of vibrations with the motive of health improvement. Ever since its discovery, this therapy has been extensively used in physiotherapeutic measures and the sports industry. For its property of increasing bone mass and density, space agencies use this. I mean, NASA, as in space, use this as therapy on astronauts who return to Earth after long-term space missions, and they use it to regain lost bone and muscle mass. The potential of this therapy to restore bone mass encouraged researchers to look for its scope in the treatment of age-related bone degenerative diseases such as osteoporosis and sarcopenia, as well as the correction of posture control and gait in geriatrics and postmenopausal women. So, first used by NASA with astronauts as a way to overcome the muscle and bone losses that occur in space with anti-gravity. Here's just a few bullet points that I want you to know. And again, I gave you the resources. So, let's finish out with this. It affects bone metabolism, muscle function, muscle training, and the endocrine system. And endocrine system, by that, I'm going to get to that, leave you with this one last because it's huge. Vibration therapy provides anabolic mechanical signals to the bone and musculotendinous systems. So, as you very well know, anabolic resistance is a problem for women over 50 because of the loss of estrogen, and for many, the lack of adequate stimulation through strength training. It improves blood circulation to the bone, ensuring an improved nutrition supply. Human adipose-derived stem cell differentiation into osteoblast is facilitated by vibration therapy, inhibiting excessive osteoclast formation. So what that means is the remodeling and filling in of the holes of the bone is happening at a much better rate than usually happens in older adults, where you get more Swiss cheese holes than you do the filling in. It improves bone health by amplifying gap junctional communication in osteocytes. It activates the tonic vibration reflex and induce non-voluntary muscular contraction. And this is where there's 138%, 138%, you heard me, stimulus in recruitment of muscle fiber compared to lifting weights on the floor, right? Versus on the power plate. The activation of previously inactive muscle fibers is greater. It enhances the endocrine system's functioning. Here's how. Growth hormone, as you know, if you're listening to this podcast, most likely, is key for getting all the benefits sewn up for the exercise that you're doing and the muscle protein synthesis that you're getting from eating adequate protein. The endocrine system impact, the increase in growth hormone is 500%. Yes, you heard that right. Sounds inflated, but it's true. All these bullets I'm going to put in the show notes as well as references. And I think I've got four, if not 5 references sitting here waiting for you. But I also have this. So anything that I love or am asked to share, I have to try it first. I have to use it on a regular basis to know that anybody else would. So I'm dedicated, I'm disciplined, I'm motivated. I will do the things that I know are good for me. A lot of people are not the same way. So if I won't use something, I'm pretty sure no one else would. There are things that I do that a lot of people wouldn't. But if I can say I won't, it's probably pretty likely someone else isn't going to either. I'm using a power plate. There's one sitting in my kitchen right now. Now, look, I don't want a power plate in my kitchen, but I want it where I'm going to use it and develop it into a habit. And I've been using it about 3.5, 4 minutes every day since it arrived and was unpacked. And I am loving it. It's a little too soon to tell what the impact on my own personal bone density is. I have bone scans generally in March or April if I push that. But if you're interested in getting your own, Here's how you can get one and score 20% off with the code. Now, I am an affiliate. So I want you to know, if you use the link to get your 20% off of your Power Plate, I earn a small commission as well. Keep in mind you're saving because I scored that 20% off for you. So I'll put the link. It's flipping50.com/PowerPlate, no space between it. And the code to use is flipping50, flipping50. I hope you do your homework. Whenever you're thinking about sharing something, if you haven't used it, you don't know, use, love, trust it yourself, think twice about sharing it with anybody else. And it is also always, I believe, okay to change your mind. You start using something and you decide the company's customer service is terrible. Immediately, I pull out and I let my community know I no longer promote it, and here's why. I don't have a substitute, or maybe I will have a substitute, but I had to do that with a certain massage gun, and I won't throw them under the bus, but it's a pretty obvious name. I began working with them really early on before they were everywhere and everywhere available in fitness centers and clubs. And my experience as customer service with them was terrible. And I was like, I can't pass this along to my clients. So I stopped. And I will do that with anybody. And I think also, if you realize there's something faulty or there's something better, it is also okay to change your mind. So if you're thinking about increasing your revenue by helping customers that you already work with get better results by using something else, realize that you can change your mind. Just because you start doesn't mean you have to continue. And I think that makes it feel a little easier to begin it. So if you're a part of our Flipping 50 Mastermind for Fitness and Health Pros, we also offer an affiliate training, how to do it, how to make it feel smooth and organic and not salesy, but to really offer things to your current clients, customers, or prospects that they will benefit from using and potentially have greater success even in working with you. So if you want more information about how to do that, just click on the show notes, and that for today will be at fitnessmarketingmastery.com/osteoporosis fitness clients. And what are you waiting for? The world needs us, you and I, more than ever.